So I'm homesick. I almost never call in sick because I find sometimes once you get going then you get feeling better, but I'm really not feeling good. Anyways, just thought I'd tell you a little story. I was driving dump truck, doing snow removal, and I was rolling out in the morning and had an air leak, so I stopped at the shop, got a mechanic to look at it. Anyways, I left for the day and had an accident. And it wasn't bad. Nobody got hurt. I didn't get hurt. The truck didn't even really get hurt, but I was really, first I didn't even know what was going on, but it was pretty crazy. I was stuck in the truck, so the truck was on its side, so I had to climb out the passenger door, and it was up in the air, so I climbed up on the seat, and I don't know, it's heavy as hell when it's like that, so got it open, got out, I was standing on top of the truck, nobody was around, nobody heard me, nobody saw me, so I just climbed down and walked back to the shop, and it was really devastating when something like that happens. Your first thing, I was like, oh my god, my career is over, you know. one accident and that can be it. And anyways, it's really crazy that I thought I was gonna be tripping and being the tar out of me or whatever for screwing up. But all these people came along and they were just like, oh, it's okay, we're gonna help, and like I'm talking like a lot of people showed up and said really positive things to me. There's the owner of one of the companies down the road pulled up and said, oh, this has happened at my company, I'm really sorry this happened, and like, why is nobody chastising the living shit out of me? I don't know what's happening. So I wanted to get right back at it, but they were like, you need to take a bit of time here, take a few days, so I took a few days and beat myself up an awful lot. It's funny, I was laying in bed one night and I just hear this big air horn. It didn't sound like it's far away, it sounded like it was in my room. I knew there was no air horn in my room, so it happened a few times. I was like, what the hell? I'm losing my shit. But the same week I had my accident, this gentleman passed away. He was a truck driver. I've known him for a really long time. Dated one of my good friend's sisters. And, when I got into trucking, he was, I always loved having people to talk to about trucks, so I was working in blasting. He had worked in blasting before, so we talked about it and stuff, and so he was telling me about the union, and I should get with the union and do some travel work to make money, because you make better money when you get a travel allowance and stuff, and I wasn't really ready to leave home. My kids were still teenagers, so I was like, I didn't want to be away all the time, but he was like really supportive, really told me a lot of things, told me a lot of rules that I wasn't aware of. He's like, well, I got you doing this, and I can't have you doing that. I'm just always trying to help and put a positive spin on things, try to help me get ahead, which wasn't really the experience I had from a lot of people. People are like, girls don't drive trucks. There's a lot of companies that literally will not hire women drivers still, like, so crazy. Anyway, so kept hearing this air horn, so I assume it was him up in heaven. Honk. What the hell did you do, Jamie? Honk. I mean, I'm sure he had incidents too. He was doing it for a long time, so he was just up in heaven honking down at me saying, it's okay. We all make mistakes. It's gonna be alright. And then a while down the road, I was working with this guy, and he had some dramatic things happen. Way worse than what I had happen, like way worse. Anyway, so he was telling me about some of it, and somehow it came up. I told him about hearing this air horn when I was laying in bed, and he said, oh, that's a trauma response. That's called exploding head syndrome. What are you talking about? He said, oh, well, when I went through my stuff, I was hearing these loud noises, and they told me it was called exploding head syndrome. You have a trauma and your brain's still trying to sort it out and recover from it. You can hear these loud noises. I don't know if the noises are generally related to, like, I had a truck accident and I was hearing air horn. I don't know if you had a train accident, if you'd hear a train horn. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I didn't look into it too much because I was already through it by the time he told me about it. But anyways, it's kind of funny when you talk to different people in different places. It's like God sent them to you to explain things to you. I explained some stuff to him too because I had been to a counselor before and had a real angel of a counselor, and so I just kind of shared some of the stuff with him that she had shared with me and passed along the good word, and maybe it'll help him get through some of his hard times, his trials, his tribulations, and then, everybody I talk to that shares stuff with me like that, it actually does help me. I don't usually share people's information with anybody else, and that's why I don't say names on here, because I wouldn't want to, have anybody think that I'm telling their secrets. Not really secrets, just things that they told me in confidence. And sometimes the story needs to be shared, and you don't have to tell the name, but the story needs to be shared because it just gives others hope. You think, I'm out here having this terrible time, but there's all these little angels around you supporting you, and they'll come in and the good ones will tell you stories of things that happened to them. Like, oh my God. This one guy's like, one time I took out, I can't remember how many light standers he said. He said, I didn't even know what was going on. Didn't even know what was happening. Things happen. Seasoned drivers, new drivers. Every color driver, every walk of life of driver. We have to just realize that we're not perfect, and sometimes things happen, and a lot of times it's, the universe is making these things happen to either change your path or, I've had several times where I was having a truck issue or a flat tire stuck somewhere, and I was literally sitting there thinking, God has me here for a reason. God's keeping me here to prevent me from running into something out there. People can plan and do all kinds of things that you're unaware of, and sometimes God will just sit you right down and be like, no, here, sit here for a bit. Think about life. Think about what's important. Think about all the beautiful things God has given us. Every day, things sometimes get a little off track and forget what it's all about, and God will sit you down and be like, time to do some thinking. Here. I'm stuck in a farmer's field somewhere with absolutely nowhere to go. You can't go find someone to talk to, you can't go find a bathroom, you can't go find nothing, you're just gonna sit here. You're gonna armor all your truck, and you're gonna clean your windows, and you're gonna clean your mirrors, and get everything all spiffed up, and get back on track. And then you see that tow truck or whatever pull in, and there comes the angels. Come to get me out. God's like, alright, you rested for long enough, okay? I'm sending you somebody now, they're gonna get you out, and you're gonna get back doing your work, and you're gonna do a damn good job of it. Have a beautiful day, everybody.